Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for this opportunity to connect with all of you. I was discussing with Shubhyojit and was trying to learn what exactly sports meet is, and thank you, Naveen, to allow me relearn what exactly you do. And I must share that it's a great initiative to connect with all the sports ecosystem people who are engaged and wanting to do something in sports. I would like to share one thing about sports to begin with, about this whole Edu sports, the idea where it came from. So there is often a coffee table discussion, especially when there is an international meet of any sports, that why India do not get enough medals. I mean that's the bottom line we start with, and maybe that's the objective for which all of us we trying to do our bit. That tomorrow India should be able to grab back medals. To win champions, whether it's in football, athletics, hockey, cricket. So I believe in always that Chinese whys or 5 whys, and if I have to go to the bottom line of the last why, that what is the reason? Obviously there are whys in between. That there is system default, there is not enough talent grooming system, there is not enough infrastructure facility. But what we started with the last why and where we stand is that kids do not get enough chance to play, and that is what we have noticed over the last 5 to 10 years. Kids do not play enough. So what happens is, if kids do not play enough, the talent pool becomes narrower. Instead of 10,000 kids playing a particular game, will end up seeing only 100 kids playing that particular sports, and the team is formed from that 100 kids. What I mean to say is that the thought of including everyone in the sports does not mean the objective should be that tomorrow he must be a sports person. And that is the thought where we started this Edu Sports as a company. So as we said, we partner with schools and we provide physical education and sports program to the kids. So when we say program, in our program we have designed a curriculum right from nursery to senior grades. And in our program there are few core philosophies. We call it Edu Sports mantras, like everybody should play. Now typically what happens, I'm sorry if my personal view or the company's view do not match with yours, especially with the PE people. With PE teachers and coaches tend to pay attention to only those who are extremely good in sports. And probably school management's expectation is also completely relate to that at the end of the year, how many medals you got, what is the team's performance, based on that his appraisal is done. Had been in my case, if I am the PE teacher or a sports coach, I would have also done the same thing. If I get 2 medals, my appraisal is B, and if I get 4 medals, my appraisal will be A. So let's not get into that system, but yes, that is the fact. Second thing is, I personally don't see much change the way our PE teacher used to give sports and what is happening around the school today. Just giving a ball and today play basketball and tomorrow football and then cricket, without any clue that why that kid is playing basketball and tomorrow football and following the cricket. Unlike academic subjects, there is a learning objective, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, which is completely missing in physical education and sports. Parents do come to the school and they interact with the teachers and they ask how my kid is improving in mathematics, in science and in senior grades, subjects like chemistry and physics. But I don't see parents talking to a PE teacher and asking them how my kid is performing in football. Last time you spoke, his speed was not so good, has he improved? I don't see those kind of interaction. So with that thought, we introduced this program to the school with the main intention that everyone should play. Doesn't matter after 10 years or 20 years if he wants to become a sports person or not. Our only intention is to make the children fit and healthy. In that process, if someone chooses to become a sports person, let's count that as a bonus. We are still not as a company in the model of making sports person. We are just a company which focuses on making children healthy and fit. Tomorrow if someone becomes an engineer, he should be a fit engineer, a fit doctor, a fit fashion photographer. That's our intention. For the last 3 years, we have worked with more than 230 schools spread across 20 states, more than 70 cities. and recently started our operations in Middle East also. Now these figures gave us an indication that there is a need of such program, because the stakeholders like principal, parents, they see value in it. That means there is a gap, and for us it's a great evidence. So the harsh reality is for the school boards, CBSE, ICSE and international boards, they are insisting on this holistic education. So when they talk about holistic education and the boards are making it mandate, physical education as a mandatory subject for school, and also government is planning to make it mandate for the college students. Still, why there is unhealthy generation? I'll share a very brief story about a country called Cuba, and it's a fact. Fidel Castro initiated to establish hospitals because he realized there was no enough hospitals, and the government purchased land. And when everything was done, then he realized that we don't have enough doctors. Even if we build the hospitals, we have to hire doctors from abroad. And then he hold that project for 5 years, and he thought that okay, this land is free now, let the children play on it, and we will build the hospitals after 5 years when we will have our own doctors. After 5 years, he realized that we don't need that many of hospitals, and the number of hospitals reduced to 30%. So that is the magic of being fit and healthy. So specifically, if I have to share the gaps that we have identified, one is the philosophy and beliefs that we have, just now I spoke about that, what the management wants, what parents want. We as a member of the entire sports ecosystem, what we really expect from sports. Is it only the result, is it the success, is it the winning or success? So there is a huge difference between the success and winning in sports. And the philosophy should start with, according to us, the philosophy should start with to engage the students, school-going kids, to have success, not winning. Success may be learning a correct way to give pass, that becomes a success. Instead of or versus getting medals, that becomes intention, because I know that what my management is expecting. And that is where the gaps create, that non-inclusiveness and non-age appropriate. Do I need to teach a particular sport the way I teach grade 10 students or grade 8 students, and should I follow the same thing? And should I also set the same objective and use the same props and equipment for all the age groups? And sports not producing, because of this philosophy and belief, sports is not producing champions in life, not champion in sports. The other gap which we have found is the coach's profile and expectation from the coaches. I often attend many physical education seminars at national and international levels, and I find the 10 speakers are from PE background and sports background, and the entire audience is also from physical education. And they talk about many good things: biomechanics, biochemistry, physiological analysis. And I wonder, and I share this in many seminars, that if the audience is from PE background and the speaker is also from PE background, how come we are spreading physical education and sports to the entire world? You see what I mean? It is getting into the same room. It's moving out, but again moving in the same room. It's not going out. We don't PE seminars, they don't invite IT people, sales and marketing people, or operation people, or from different backgrounds, because the reason is, will they absorb? Will they enjoy? Will they be a part of it? Will they understand? And my point is, no, they won't. Literally, they won't. Please don't expect me to understand a software engineering program. But if I am being understood, that is the key. So I'm really very happy to see this initiative, because I can see there are people from various walks of life. There are book publishers, there are IT people, there are sports people, there are people from retail. So this is how the whole ecosystem will build, and that is where the expectation from the coach will also change, which is to include all the children. I call it as a normal children versus talented or exceptional children. Coaches should not focus only on exceptional children. I'm using the word focus. And also their limitation of how to include everyone. If I have 20 people, I mean on ground real scenario, if I have 20 kids and I know that after a month I have a tournament and these 7 kids are exceptionally well and these 13 kids, they do not have that level of talent to be in the team right now. How to include both the teams? How to include both the groups? With mixed gender, with mixed abilities. And the accountability and tracking outcomes. In most of the schools, physical education grades are A plus, A, B, and typically those who are in the school team gets A plus. How many of you have got A plus in your school life? Great. But if I go to a PE teacher and ask what exactly I have to do to get A plus, is it just participating in the school team? And if the answer is yes, that means it's again back to the square. That's focusing only on talented students. There is no philosophy built up between success and winning. And there is no defined schedule, no defined parameters, no defined rubrics. If I go and say what I have to do to get B plus because my grade is B now, what? If to play better, I know that's not the news. But what exactly? What? What are the rubrics? In maths and English it's simple. You get 90 plus, A plus. Less than 90, A. That parameters need to be designed in PE, and thankfully CBSE has come up with it. So this is the reason because of no pre-planned structure and system in the process and the monitoring tools also. There is no such monitoring tools for the principals also to monitor that what quality of work a PE teacher and a coach is doing. As far as the medals are coming, my coach is great. But the medals are won, again I am repeating the same thing in the same point, that the medals are brought by less than 2% of the school students. If there are 1,000 kids, you will find only 20 kids are common in all the sports. What about 980 kids? And difficult to track the improvement and performance. When I ask PE teachers that, okay, for the last 5 years you are working, what is your achievement? And the answers that I get is, my students got this many medals, this student got selection in this team and this, that. And then I ask, so how many students are like that? 50 out of 1,000 students. And when I ask, what about 950? So, as a company and as also my personal belief, we expect this whole trend to change. As an achievement, PE teacher should come up and say, for the last 5 years, when I started, only 50 students used to play football, but now 800 students, they know how to play football. 60% of the students have learned the correct way to run. 70% of the students have improved their endurance from here to here. That is the trend we are talking about. And that is what exactly I mean by talent pool increase. Infra support from the entire ecosystem, because there is a whole economy around it. As an owner of the school, should I invest in school playground, or should I build 10 classrooms where I can accommodate another 500 students? So there is always this challenges, and those are practical challenges. So the specialized infra, which is currently only engaging limited number of kids, meaning only one basketball on a specific size, where only 20 kids can play. How can this whole infrastructure could be changed and can accommodate the entire student group? And the support from the system only after the child has reached a particular level. This is the gap. That my team is going and playing but is not winning. Let's wait for a few more years. I see that when they get the medals, when they get winning tests, and then I'll invest. So this whole perception will only change if we design a program which will be possible to execute in smaller space. So these are the 4. Oh, is it? Alright. So in a whole, what we have is a curriculums and the age appropriate blocks. Train resources, we train the resources from PE background, for sports background. We connect with all the stakeholders like this forum, the assessment, fitness and also skill. A workbook which is like a sports academic oriented workbook. And we also conduct leagues just to give them the exposure of competition. And everybody plays in that league, no matter what is his abilities. So the impact that we have got was really good from all 238 schools. The parents are happy, the kids are happy, and also we are changing the entire ecosystem of physical education and sports coaches profile. To give you a very brief example is joining as a coach and 10 years down the line a coach versus you join as a coach and then a resident and a delivery manager and so on. So the summary of our learning for the last 3-4 years is that we need to have an inclusion program where every kid brings a seamless integration, connect with all the stakeholders, track and monitoring the program not only for the coach but also for our program. Small win, but that needs to be rewarded to the kids, shared goals and appropriate instruction. So all these things if we bind together, I'm sure there will be changes in the school level, and that is the first step we are working with. That is the first why of the bigger goals, and that's what we are all about. Thank you for your time. If you have any question, please connect with me. Thank you.